So marketing 101, establish a name for yourself. It don't matter how many followers that you got, as long as you have 1, 2 followers. If you got 300 followers, if you got like 20, 100 likes, whatever, people like you. And you just build from that. You got to figure out what people like about you. It's not what you like when it comes to branding and marketing. Of course, you want to be authentic, but you got to figure out what is your strengths. What do people like about you? Why do people like your pictures? Why do people come to your page? Figure that part out first. Once you figure that part out, boom, you build from there. Man, I really want to keep these glasses on just because they so player, but this is the late night special. And, you know what I'm saying, I got to, you know what I'm saying, stick with tradition. So let me take these off one time. Let me get in my mode. You know what I'm saying? Kind of feeling myself in there. I'm all dappered up, all dressed up. You know. Man, welcome to the late night special, man. I go by the name of Jonathan Dupiton, a.k.a. Finesse. And, you know, I only go by this. I want to use my full name now because I plan on being really famous in life, right? So I'm only prepping it. You know what I'm saying? I want to start off with something and it kind of carry me to, you know, the future. So like Jonathan Dupiton is probably going to be like, you know, when I get on TV, when I'm acting, you know, I can't go by all these names. I got too many names and I need to stick with one. So it's Jonathan Dupiton, a.k.a. Finesse. It's all about branding yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like, I really want to talk about branding today. And I mean, I could just go random tonight. I could just, you know what I'm saying, just randomly talk because, you know, I don't have to have a subject. Well, first, what I do want to say is, you know what I'm saying, let's just talk about branding. So like with me, like when it comes to branding, like and marketing, I really get it. I really get branding and marketing because for one, it's a psychological thing. And I didn't understand marketing at first. I didn't understand branding at first, but I understood the psychology of humans. You know, what gets to them, you know, what sticks to the mind, you know, what makes people interested in you. And, you know, like the story, like before I went to prison, I was already kind of known, right? I already had like a type of name. It was only in like from my side of town, nothing big. It was real local, but I had a name. I had a perception. You know, people like looked at me as a, you know what I'm saying, that nigga with money. You know what I'm saying? Like I was making moves, like especially when I went to prison. It was, you know what I'm saying, a story behind it. People, you know what I'm saying, it was like a thing. Okay, so while I'm sitting in prison, I kind of had this idea. Like, you know what, bro, when I get out, I need to build off this momentum. It's already, when I get out, people are already gonna wonder what's going on. Like, my case was in the newspapers and stuff like that. So people's gonna figure out like, what's his next move? And I already knew eyes was gonna be on me. If it was 10 people, if it was 20 people, if it was 100 people, eyes was on me. So like, you can build from that. If it's 10 people, it can go to 20. If it's 20, it can go to 100 and so forth. Man, I always got to fucking burp when I'm fucking doing these podcasts because I just came from drinking wine. I don't drink liquor. I was eating, my stomach full as hell, and I was drinking wine. So anyway, I started studying marketing, right? And I started getting it. I started studying marketing and branding. Like I was getting, like, you know what I'm saying, people wanted to send me money and stuff like that. No, send me books. So I was reading books on marketing and branding, and I started getting this shit. I started trying to like add this shit to my life. Okay, how can I make myself a brand? How can I start marketing myself? Like, what's gonna make people interested? What's gonna make people stay in tuned? I already have this small following of people. Let me grow it. And it was before the podcast. When I got out, Okay, I had idea of a podcast, but I didn't know it was just gonna be this podcast. I was like, let me start something. So I came up with like the clothing line while I was in prison. I came up with the Rich and Unemployed. I came up with the Finesse's Only Club. I came up with the Finally Rich After Unstoppable Determination to Fraud stuff. So I came up with that stuff. And so boom, now I get to use this, like not just me, now I have this a movement that I can start with this stuff. You know what I'm saying? I already know people are interested in fraud. You know what I'm saying? Like that was I already know people, you know, like finessing. So that was the first. The Rich and Unemployed was just something I just wrote down. I didn't even know what it was gonna be yet. So like as soon as I got out, I went full-fledged into branding and marketing. I got me the shirt, the logo, put Finesse's Only Club on it. I made the handle for it, and I started being this person online, right? You know what I'm saying? Like you don't see too much of it right now, but at first, like I was really playing that role of, you know what I'm saying, this big fraud nigga that just got out of prison. So like that was gonna be like the brand. You know what I'm saying? Like that was my first vision. Like let me be, you know what I'm saying, like Money Man, like how Money Man be talking about fraud and finessing all his shit on his music. I wanted to be the Instagram version of it. You know, like I'm not in the field no more, but you know what I'm saying, I'm the expert per se. You know what I'm saying? Like I know the game. I just got out of prison. Let me use that as the momentum. So I just kept posting different things to keep people interested. Like, damn, like they was questioning, like, what is he really doing? Is he really doing fraud? Like, am I really that blunt with it? You know what I'm saying? Like I was taking pictures with ATMs or cards, or like my captions was like real, like, you know what I'm saying, just dumb, like, you know what I'm saying, shit about the feds, shit about scamming, swiping. I was getting real creative with it because it was only to keep people's attention. Like even now, like when I post on my IG, like the reels that I post, like I know exactly what to say to. It's not even I know exactly to say. I know exactly what to post because the shit that I'm saying is so real. But when I go back and edit and I take out these small clips, like I know people are going to relate to it. I know people are gonna to feel this shit. I know people are gonna share it because this is like everyday life. This is everyday shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, so that's what I'm doing. When it comes to like marketing, you need to keep people's attention. You need to be seen. You need to figure out a way to be seen by the public. However, whatever that you're doing, let's just say that you rap. What needs to be your marketing scheme? How you need to brand yourself? For one, it needs to be the name. The name has to be catchy. It could be anything. It could be something new, fresh, whatever. Like it has to be a name, something that's going. All right, people gonna remember that shit. And then it's the image that goes behind it. It's your image or the music, because you can make music and you know people don't even see the person. So what type of music are you putting out? Like, are you going, like, you ain't just making random music? Are you staying to one lane? I always said if I was a rapper, I would blow. Because I'm not doing music for me. I'm doing music for the fans. I'm doing shit because I know people want to hear it. I'm going to make a hit. Like, I'm going to make a dancing song. I'm going to make a motherfucking I'm going to make something that's going to catch people, and I'm only going to work on that. I'm not putting out no mixtapes. I'm not putting out no albums. I'm working on one hit. I'm going to keep making songs until I get this one hit. All right, that's it. And boom, you know what? I'm put all my money behind that, and we're going to go. So, like, I don't have the formula for real, but I just know that, like, I understand marketing. I understand the game, because you could put out so many mixtapes and people don't grasp to this shit. You might just be putting out music, and nobody's catching on. You ain't got enough money behind it. You ain't got enough behind it, period. So when it comes to like marketing music, you need to, how you think these people be like catching on? And they got this one hit that put them on. They probably been rapping for years, but they got this one hit that put them on. I'll be working on a hit to go up. And that's what anything I do, I'm gonna pop. I'm going to blow. Even when I was doing photography, I didn't understand marketing and branding like that, but I understand the basics. All I got to do is shoot the hottest models. If I shoot the hottest models, they're going to post my stuff. Their following is going to see me, and my page is always going to look like I'm that guy because I have the top models on my page, and I'm really good at what I do. Basic marketing 101. So like nowadays, you know what I'm saying? Like you see the way I'm dressed, right? I just came from an event, right? I dress like this purposely. This is well thought out. I'm not just wearing anything. Anywhere that I go is well thought out. Like I get it. I'm gonna walk in the room where, all right, if it's a networking event, I don't have to talk to people for real. Get what I'm saying? People are gonna want to talk to me. And if not, people are gonna ask about me. People are gonna be looking at me, interested at who I am, because look at me. Look at me, man. Like, so I'm not just saying this shit. Tonight I walked in and people were literally looking, staring at me because I look like money. I look like a fucking celebrity or something. I don't dress like this all the time, but I know what to wear, when to wear it, and where to wear it to. Even when it comes to women, I know how to dress for my particular female women that I'm going for. I know how to, like, if I go out, I'm making sure a girl gonna compliment me. She gonna either compliment me on my smell, she gonna compliment me on my jacket, my shoes, something. I already look good, so I'm just adding to what I already got. I look good. I'm already an attractive person. That's what they say. I just add to this shit. I know how to put this shit together where I look good. Like, what else? You know what I'm saying? Like the jewelry that I buy, like this is all well thought of. This is a gold presidential rollie, a conversation starter. You know what I'm saying? I got a bust down Cartier. I wear that, you know what I'm saying, in certain situations where I know it's gonna be useful. I got this big Cuban link chain on. Like niggas, you know what I'm saying? Like niggas love this shit. Like, damn, bro, that shit hard as fuck. How many grams this is? I don't gotta really talk when I go to networking events because I'm a conversation starter. I get it. So when it comes to like not networking, when it comes to marketing and branding yourself, bro, you don't want to just stand out and looking like just too, like you're trying too hard. You don't ever want to try too hard. I never look like I want to try hard at all. I'm purposely making it where you have to say something to me. Like one event I wore this nice ass Louis coat and this fucking fedora hat. I got compliments all night. Even Grant Cardone complimented me. I even reached out to him about my podcast and he reached back to me, man, just by the way that I was dressed. But you don't have to do it. Every situation doesn't require you to overdo anything or to, you know what I'm saying, to stand out. Sometimes it's okay to lay back. Like I mastered myself so well where like I don't have to do the most. I don't have to do anything at all sometimes. I know what to wear in the right positions. I know what to say. Like people ask me like, I got a DM like not too long ago, like, bro, how you getting around all these successful people? And I was like, man, I manifested it. But that's really my answer, man. Like I really set this shit up like that, bro. It ain't just luck. You know what I'm saying? Like everything about me, everything that I do is just like, you know what I'm saying? Like I make people attract to me and I never try to push myself on people. Like let's just say when I was around Neo Davis last week in Miami, you know what I'm saying? I could have pressed a situation like, hey man, what's up, bro? This is my first time meeting him. Hey man, I got this podcast, Rich and Unemployed, man. I want you to get on there. He could have said anything. Like he could have said he probably was gonna get on the show. But it's a time and place for everything. Like we kicking it, we having dinner and shit, like we kicking it. I ain't gotta say shit. You see my face. You gonna see me enough where it's gonna happen. You probably didn't see my podcast already. You see my face, you mash up the face with the podcast, you see that I'm a cool guy. You see me like 2 or 3 occasions, like you probably gonna bring up to me like, hey man, I seen your podcast, bro. Like I would love to get on. Like, you got to wait for the opportunity sometimes. Some people just take the opportunity. But sometimes I do. Sometimes I know when to play it. But what I was saying about like me being around these different entrepreneurs, these high level people, it started off with one person, right? I paid, you know what I'm saying? I paid my homie Fitz. I paid homie Fitz to be my mentor with this crypto shit. And that kind of opened up the door for me to be around these entrepreneurs. I already knew like Matty J. That's all I really knew, Matty J for real. I knew Matty J, I bet, boom. And now I know Fitz. Fitz brought me to this mastermind where I had met Mitch, I had met Gooch, I met Ty. And even like when I met Gooch, Ty, them, I didn't even say nothing to him. You know what I'm saying? I went in there and when people bring that day back up, they were like, bro, you was fresh as hell that day. And I really wasn't. I was really laid back. I had a jumpsuit on, like a two-piece zip up, you know what I'm saying? Like it was casual to me. I had my big boy chain on, but like I kind of stood out from the crowd. Everybody in the crowd looked kind of like, you know, normal. But I mean, I didn't try to go stand out. I just went in there just to chill, get some information, but people remember me. And then so boom, I started hooping with Mitch. I seen Mitch at LA Fitness and shit. We was hooping and shit. I never pressed the situation like, hey man, you know what I'm saying? I got this going on, woo, woo, woo. I say, what's up? We hoop on the same team, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just, people are getting familiar with my face. I show up to these events. I showed up dead fresh. You know what I'm saying? Like people just started gravitated towards me. You know what I'm saying? Like I never tried too hard. I never want to be the person that is just like pressing the situation. Like, hey man, you know, I got this, I got that. Like it's cool for some people, but me, I feel like I'm just too laid back for that shit. I don't think I'm too cool for it, but that ain't just how I do my shit. Like I let things come to me. I put it out in the universe and that shit come right back. It come right back to me. So I'm only getting, you know what I'm saying, more known, right? Like I'm getting hella people that's fucking with my podcast, which is really, really great. And I'm saying I really, really appreciate that shit. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like I'm not even nowhere near where I'm trying to get to. Nowhere near, but it's gonna take a lot of marketing, a lot of branding. Like I'm gonna pour money into this marketing shit. I want everybody in the world to see me. Everybody, bro. I need to have the most lit entrepreneurs on here. I need to have the most lit women on my Uncut. I need to have the best topics on my late night special. That's my marketing scheme, right? And then when it comes to me dressing, when I'm on Instagram, like besides the podcast, you see the way that I put this shit on Instagram. Like when I shop, I'm shopping for pieces that's gonna stand out. Oh yeah, that shit hard. I know when I wear this shit is gonna get hella compliments. You know what I'm saying? People gonna ask me where I got it from. You know what I'm saying? Like I post that shit, it's gonna go up. You know what I'm saying? The shoes that I buy, same shit. Even when it comes down to the women that I deal with, they're all marketing strategies, marketing. When people see me out with these beautiful women and like they want to know how I look interesting, like how the fuck is he doing it? When I'm posting these girls on these yachts and stuff like that, that's all marketing. This is my real life, but I know how to post it to make it people draw into this shit. So marketing 101. Establish a name for yourself. It don't matter how many followers that you got, as long as you have 1, 2 followers. If you got 300 followers, if you got like 20, 100 likes, whatever, people like you. And you just build from that. You got to figure out what people like about you. It's not what you like when it comes to branding and marketing. Of course, you want to be authentic, but you got to figure out what is your strengths. What do people like about you? Why do people like your pictures? Why do people come to your page? Figure that part out first. Once you figure that part out, boom, you build there. All right, boom, they like your voice, or they like the way you dress, or they like that you travel. You use that shit to your advantage and you build from there. And then you start giving them other shit and see how they react to it. Start putting out shit there to see how people react to it. And then once you figure out the formula, you just go extra hard. Nigga, you put your full throttle into it. People love me for this, I'm gonna give them this.